I'm John Oakes. I want to tell you about my book, Mormonism. What does the evidence and testimony reveal? You know, there are a lot of books on Mormonism out there. I found that there's two categories. One is books that are basically an apology for Joseph Smith and ignores almost all the negative information about him. The other kind are very polemical, very attacking, sarcastic, and bitter. And although I agree with most of the conclusions, I find the spirit of these books not that great. So I thought I would put together a book that would maybe be a little bit more fair and give an honest evaluation. Anyway, the story of Joseph Smith is a fascinating one. He was basically began his career as a charlatan, ripping people off through treasure hunts and trying to do divining to find water and things like that. But at some point, it seems that he figured out that the best scam was a religious one. So he began a rather elaborate religious scam, which led to the writing of the Book of Mormonism, and things kind of went from there. You know, Joseph Smith was really a pretty amazing man. He was one of the great men of the 19th century. He was a religious genius. And there had to be a reason that this movement could develop into what it is today, having many, many millions of followers. The Mormon Church has grown 2, 3, 4% every year for something like 180 years in a row. So in this book, what I do is I spend a lot of time talking about the biography of Joseph Smith, which is a fascinating story. And then the development of the Mormon Church from Palmyra, New York, to Kirkland, Ohio, to Independence, Missouri, to far west Missouri, and then finally to Illinois, where Joseph Smith was martyred by a mob, essentially in a jail. The thing is, in order to reach out to Mormons, you need to kind of understand their thinking and why they believe what they believe. And basically, a lot of it is based on a testimony. If you talk to a Mormon, they'll tell you, this is my testimony. Joseph Smith is a prophet, and the Book of Mormon is the Word of God. And in order to understand a Mormon, you have to understand the basis of their belief is not logic, it's not reasoning, but it's a feeling in their heart. So I think you'll find this book a lot of fun to read. A number of people have told me that they've read a lot of books on Mormonism, and this is their favorite. So if you want to be able to reach out to Mormons and just understand where they're coming from, their bizarre theology, and also just a fascinating book, I want to suggest you consider reading my book on Mormonism. Thank you very much. All right.